All right, all right. All right. I'm gonna get a few things off my head, off my chest, out in the open. Been following this and yeah. I'm out and moving, so I'm probably gonna miss a lot of points that I really wanted to step out there, especially to a lot of these other cloud chasing content creators who all seem to be on uh, Mr. Marcus's jock, trying to have a say as to what I'm talking on here, baby. How you doing? All right. Yeah, you too, dear. I'm gonna have a great day. You know I am. Yeah, I'm going to handle my business, girl. If you don't leave me alone, see, let me tell you something. All right, let's get this straight first. All right, I'm from Atlanta. I cut my teeth on them streets. I know more than the average person about the nature of these streets and those out there on it. I know a whole lot about this whole sexual work and you know all of this other stuff people want to sit back there, oh, taking advantage of the homeless people out there. Let me tell you, first and foremost, all right, I commend Marcus on just the mere fact that regardless of how lucky he get by, picking and choosing some good ones to put out there, and allow them to possibly rather get some help, have their voice being heard, their story being told, and whatnot, only for many of them to then turn back around and find that, I can get paid for this. I want to be like Marcus. I want this, that, and the other. I want to be like these other people. And as long as you keep finding any kind of a subject that would be trending, it's possible. Everybody loves a train wreck. Everybody loves to talk about everything else by everybody else. And yet, in the process of all of that, the reality comes smack dead down to, there's 8 million stories on the streets. You can't just choose one. Many of us men out there that tend to pay attention to these street folks will tell you that, man, 2/3 of a whole lot of things that you want to go, oh, that's nasty, this, that, and the other, how dare they, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. Oh, that shit happens. It happens a lot more than what you think. And truth be told, I think the word that we want to honestly keep in mind here is transparency, being honest, keeping it real, a 604 is a 604, no matter which way you add it up. And yet, the reality that we face here on these mean streets on a day-to-day basis, and trust and believe, no matter where I've been, and I've been 1.5 times around this planet, you will find some real interesting characters out here struggling on these streets that are more than willing to offer some form of personal attention for a few extra bucks of time. And sometimes, they hit the lottery. And Marcus is the lottery. And he's been in lottery for quite a minute. Yeah, they want to talk, oh, he's a predator. Who ain't a predator? We go out, we get up and we get dressed to go out to find attention or whatnot. All day, every day. A lot of these women sit back there, oh, he nasty. Oh, he this, that, and the other. I was so-and-so, this, that, and the other. And funny thing about that is, most of those people, those are the ones you got to worry about. But as of late, a lot of people have been sitting back here and they've been picking and choosing some of these fiascos with some of these wayward, hypersexual, homeless characters, whom find themselves uh, utilizing the ability to pull on the heartstrings of so many of you that sit back, and be armchair quarterbacks, our coaches, our judges, on a whole lot of shit that really, honestly, most of y'all people couldn't handle, don't know jack about. And 2/3 of all you people, the loudest, and I will be frank, the loudest of these people out here who seem to be, got more than enough to say about, Mr. Marcus and all these other misfits that get caught up in the whole interview drama field. You guys don't know shit. I mean that. You really don't. Oh, I'm a practicing therapist that knows the mental health field. I can tell you right now, you're crazy. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm sure if Marcos was here, he would agree that, the best people to rather exploit are the exploitables, tend to be those overly sexual, homeless type people that are out there trying to play the lottery on, will this next person that I give it up to be that one, to get me here. Now, I've been an avid follower like a lot of y'all. I subscribe, I like, I share, and yet I'm following. And I sit back and I try to hold my tongue about a whole lot of this because I'm not trying to get into all of this, whatever. I'm not trying to build a brand, and yet words can't express the amount of times that I've listened to and watched these people make my whole entire butt itch. Not just my butthole, but my whole entire butt, with some of the BS coming out of their mouth that they really trying to sell on a lot of you wayward misfits that sit at home and the privacy and the safety of your own lives, harboring the fear of being any of those type people that are being interviewed, exploited, or whatnot you want to call it. Watch out for the predators, this, that, and the other. I swear, man, I can't focus because, even as I speak, I'm out here on these streets in DC. And as you can see from the get-go, there's a lot of these people out here. Luckily, he picks and chooses some good ones, not some of those that are so freaking burnt out already. For, starting off just like many of these people he interviewed, and only to end up all burnt out and shot out, used up and basically just forgotten, ignored, because we like to talk about all of these, all these poor girls are being taken advantage of, but you don't say that about them toothless wonders and whatnot out there that's, taking it to the face or doing back shots for, cash. And, as quiet as it's kept, a lot of people running down here to Atlanta from wherever else they couldn't make it at. Thinking they can, if they can make it there, they can make it anywhere. And that's BS, and yet all the people I know from down there, and I've witnessed it myself on several occasions, will tell you that the price of sexual favors on the streets of the metro Atlanta area are at an all-time low. My man sitting back there saying, yo, bro, there people out here, they put in the Section 8 way out in the country somewhere, and they just wander in the streets, and they're literally willing to do whatever for, as little as a couple of bucks. And when I mean a couple of bucks, I'm talking like $7.32 and 2 Newports. As funny as that shit sound, that's some real shit. You sit back going, get out of here, really? And yeah. But these major players, the ones that he would interview that get the trend in, first and foremost, for a lot of you out there that want to spread these gossips to the extreme. Oh, I heard that he's sleeping with this boy and sleeping with that girl and going raw dog and this and all this other stuff like that. Oh, I'm trying not to, point them out directly. Hey, how are you? Because I don't need for you to have to try to think that coming for me can be a good thing. Because it's not. I'll find you in your sleep. And my spiritual kung fu is a whole different thing. And that's why I'm on a constant of sending my boy, Marcus, and many of the other content creators pull up in chat, Savine Streaks, ATM Reed, this other guy, Yushi or whatever, a lot of them, and a couple of chicks, who was that, that Kiki chick or whatever her name was. Damn, man. Oh, look at this. Goddamn, I'm trying not to go and start grabbing up more shit because, people like to throw shit right out on the curb, just like they throw good booty right out on the curb. And all you have to do is take it. Now, somebody could say you're a predator because you go looking around for something to take out there on the streets. But, one thing that I can honestly say is that unlike a lot of other people, there's not one report of Marcus taking anybody's booty. Even from the first one that, everybody starts screaming about old girl, Nicole, or whatever her name is. She got out there and automatically start claiming victim and, he tried to do this and when he tried, to hit me wrong and this, that, and the other. I watched her last post. First off, I'm really glad that her ass got out of Atlanta. And, so she's starting to do better in South Carolina. And I think 2/3 of the problem that most of these other people that you see out here that are interviewed in Atlanta, have is just the mere fact that they don't need to be down there. It's apparent that if you go down to someplace, that results in you having to consider or entertain the process of selling your booty, the only reason why you went down is because you were already ready to sell your booty. And that's okay. But when you got some of these others, and I'm really trying, oh my God, Indy, I am really trying not to go at you. And not that I don't like you, I like you. I done probably busted at least a couple of good nuts on a couple of your past films and whatnot because it's evident, it's evident that on your best day, you could possibly have some good good stuff. But, I have grown to know that some of the best casual sex that I've ever had has come from some of the most certifiably crazy people on the planet, period. To the point where everybody wants to talk about how, oh, he's tricking. He paid them to go there. I'm willing to bet you he didn't pay for it. He had to pay to get rid of them. There's nothing worse than, finding these little wannabe sex worker types. They run out here, and they find a good person, fall for whatever they're talking about, and hook them up, give them this little sample or a big sample, only for you to end up finding out, oh man, I may have to pay this chick to leave me alone. I need to find somebody I can pass this little crazy heifer off onto. Now, if people want to say, oh, why you talk so bad about women? You probably hate women. You probably like men. Let me tell you something. I'm strictly chickly, but I spank men. I'm into the BDSM leather lifestyle like you would not believe, and I do not soil none of my character nor my sexuality by saying, the only thing I don't do is sexual content and activity with men. Just ain't my thing, not my kink. But I'm more than aware of they exist, and I can see it in a whole lot of folks, and especially in a whole lot of you people in the comments, especially some of y'all dudes that come back trying to come for some of these other dudes that's speaking. Oh, and Marcus is this, that, and the other. And I'm like, you know what? Each and every time they try to come at something, I have to really honestly bite my tongue from, you know what? You talking all this, Marcus, a predator, this, that, and the other. while you sitting around there getting all moist, wishing that, you could have a little bit of that hunky, big old muscle bound, greasy, cute smile interviewer yourself. Now, no offense there, Marcus, but you do understand. Now, I'm gonna tell you, honestly, truthfully, this last little skirmish, it's really got me somewhere else because if you ain't checking, first, all right, I'm not even gonna name the chick, but I'm sure that she's gonna figure it out if she ever finds this, or one of y'all would run and tell it. But how in the hell your ass is known for being a sexual entertainer? If there's nothing else, the ins and outs on how to safely practice, being a sexual content creator of sorts. That, before y'all shoot raw, you got to make sure you all tested the whole nine. There's things that you really honestly, unlike many of the people out there right now, you know the rules. You know how to handle that. You don't take your ass out there nasty. You know your stats. You make sure that even when you hard up for the money or a good time, that you are absolutely positively sure that you ain't about to open your legs and invite somebody in for something that they may never get rid of and never survive from. And yet, the audacity for someone like them to actually come out and first say, man, I ain't do nothing with him. I ain't touched him. And then literally have the nerve to come out and say, you know what? I never touched, we never had sex. And I'm coming out to say this because, he asked, but he wanted to do it raw. And I was like, no way. And this and the other. So it made me want to come out and make this video to say how bad Mr. Marcus is for wanting raw pussy from a porn star. Now, I go way back in porn, and I can tell you right now, most people in my age group or whatnot will tell you that if old school Vanessa Del Rio or Jeannie Pepper or Ebony Ayers or Onyx or a couple of these other porn vixens was to walk up on them and say, come on baby, hit it raw, they wouldn't blink, not one blink. If you're gonna go, shit, the stories you could tell on the way out. Everybody's, ooh, that's nasty. I'll be honest, I've known more people who frequent these sex workers, never caught anything. Go out here and mess with some of you Susie Q wannabes, swear up and down you don't be out there and catch some of the worst shit, that's a lot of what's going on right now, because he comes out and he tries to tell you some shit that really honestly is textbook Freud. It's textbook Sigmund Freud. Y'all get it from your mama or you don't. Everything revolves around how well you were raised. Everything revolves around, your need for attention. Everything revolves around your mental expression. Everything revolves around your addictions and things of that nature. And yet, everybody wants to blame, everybody else but themselves. And I've watched too many of y'all. And all of the main people that you all want to go out and blame, one thing they all have in common is that they don't admit anything. They don't say, weak people fall for weak game. And Marcus basically ain't weak game, but he fall for good booty, when they roll weak game on him. And as soon as he says, and cut, you don't know what they say after the cut. You don't know, what they do after then. And then when they come back and try to, ooh, let me tell you, old girl, the porn chick, she sat out there and out at Marcus and said all of this shit, and then turned back around after she makes another post gloating over, I'm finally making money with my folks and I've got enough people And this, that, and the other. And you're going, uh-huh. I'm willing to bet that part of that came by way of the price of putting Marcus on Front Street, you know, and that's foul, nothing. That's foul. I mean, it's so foul that at first I fell for it like a lot of you have in the past. You know, you follow this whole Atlanta Street interview saga and whatnot. You know, like the Josiah thing. Now everybody's talking. Oh, Marcus been screwing Josiah. This, that, and the other. No, man, Marcus got a good heart. You know, and to be honest, you know, even if he might have been into men, you know, uh, one would possibly be able to at least guess that if nothing else, you can get, you know, a chick to open up her legs off the street. But boy booty, I can assure you that boy booty is more of a risk. And yet, I've watched for every trending dramatic little instance with these people out here that many of y'all are gloating over about what Marcus is doing or how he's preying on these people or whatnot. Ever nobody ever admits that for every one good one that he slides up on, that's down for, breaking them off for the whole nine. There's at least 5, 10 others that it's obvious that he's done some good for. There are obvious success stories of many of these people that you just bypass, forget, and ignore just due to the mere fact that some of these other loud, lying ladies or females and whatnot out there really try to cash in on pulling the heartstrings of so many of y'all who are willing to toss them some loot. Oh, this poor baby. Let me help you get a new Mercedes. Oh, poor baby. Let me help you get a car. You notice the more that you follow them, the more you notice, that the majority of them, as much as they try to always holler foul, as much as they always try to holler poor, as much as they try to holler victim, if you look real closely, what you'll notice is that they don't never seem to be sleeping in no damn tent. They don't never seem to be honestly stuck up under some bridge, and yet and the majority of y'all who've been following this whole thing, oh, and saying Marcus is nasty. He's this, that, the other. Oh, he nasty. Oh, this, that, the other. Oh, he nasty. You know what? Them the same kind of people to be like, oh, you nasty. Okay, you can hit it from the side. All right, you nasty. All right, well, oh, you ain't got no condom? Don't worry about it. I like my meat raw anyway. Oh, I just had my OBGYN, and they said I'm good, so you can hit it. And this, that, and the other. But when you got a professional sexual person to sit back around there and had a nerve to swear up and down, first and foremost, we ain't never did it. And then to come back and then admit that, yeah, not only did she do it, because, you got to listen to the way they phrase shit, but they even went as far as saying it wasn't one time either. But the mere fact that they're sitting there admitting and telling you, I'm telling y'all first, that, yeah, I did it. I let him hit it. Oh, and yeah, I hadn't told him yet, but I'm burning. I got some shit. And here, look, I got medicine. I got to take this right now because they gave me this because I'm nasty. And yeah, they want to sit back and say, oh, it's got to be Marcus's fault, even though they who basically, they already admitted they've been fucking raw. They've been screwing raw, all this time, and what was even nastier is that when she let Marcus hit it, when she let Marcus go down on her, she didn't tell Marcus that her ex just recently was all up in it raw too. So he's sitting back around there, and then even if he has to now be worried about getting tested, he also has to worry about the mere fact that her ass enjoyed knowing that his ass was taking it from her ex, you know, damn near from the tap, because a lot of these men, the biggest fear that most men have about dealing with women is not having to be too close behind some other dude. And yet, uh, this little late information about old girl and her thing with Marcus. Yeah. How y'all doing? Hey, you would happen to know if there's a one bedroom ish available anywhere around here? I'm over here. I've been over four years over here in LaJoy, and they just found mold, so I can't move back. But and I've been over there for some change, and wasn't planning on leaving. And right now they're putting me in a Airbnb until I can find something. And I'd like to really relieve him and get to a state, because all my stuff is stored. But just
I can't think of anything that I think
yeah.
off the top of
Yeah,
my
y'all
head,
hold on for a second.
but I do have a business card.
I like cards.
You're
Well,
welcome to contact
cool.
me, and then I will
Yeah,
see if there's
cause
anything out there.
yeah, I can do that because a friend of mine, my landlord, goes through Scott Properties,
Okay, yep.
and they're cool people. They've been really working with me and helping,
Okay.
and so
Well, if they're already helping you.
no, they're only helping. They're by law can only help us so much because they're the leaseor,
Gotcha.
so they're not allowed to go out and look for you places outside of their own agency.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You hold on. Yeah,
Here you go, sir.
yeah. I sure appreciate that.
Ryan.
I'm Hafiz.
Nice to meet you.
All right, yeah. I'm also the guy that does the drum circle on Sundays up at the park. But all my drums have been in storage since November.
Well, you need to get back out.
Yeah, I do. I really do, because they're really they're sucking right now bad. I'm also a stagehand by trade, so when I left, I was working at Kennedy Center Honors, and so I just used some work clothes. But now it's at a point where all my cold weather gear, all my rain gear. I had to go buy a pair of shorts.
Find a spot.
I need to find a spot, and close by is good. I'm not poor, I'm not broke. I just want to be in somewhere stable, enough to do that. And um, sometimes just the image itself kind of throws people off on, are you a,
Awesome goatee.
very much. Oh, not only that, but the leather band. And they miss just the mere fact that I'm also leather. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, huh? What is that? And I'm going, oh my God. You haven't watched Cruising?
I know leather.
Yeah. So, but you understand, I'm speaking the language, and, but it's strange coming from this physique, and yet, all I'm trying to do is just find it, get in it, and just be a better person in the community, from it, yeah. Anywho, I will text you or email you my info, and we'll go from there. What's your name again?
I'm Ryan.
Ryan, John, and Guy. All right, y'all have a nice one now. Thanks. Okay. All right, so y'all back in my business. So, and I'm gonna let you. All right, so let's get back to the story. All right. So, when you thought about, and for my man Marcus, there's a lot of y'all thinking about it. Y'all just ain't thinking about it. Let's be honest. Y'all thinking about, what he working with? He's a short, buffed, muscle-bound guy who likes to get it in. Yeah. Yeah, so with Stretch. You ever seen that video with Stretch? Woo-wee. All right. I'm giving you all of that. And yeah. And yet, if you follow some of the other content creators who's out there, AME or AMT, and Pull Up and Chat, and a lot of those other cats like that, a lot of the caliber of the people that they interview are leaps and bounds lower in street quality than what Marcus tends to pick and find. And some of that really just revolves around just the mere fact that, well, Atlanta has good booty to exploit. And while some of y'all want to go, ooh, that's such a bad thing, or this, that, and the other, you know what? Y'all need to come up off of that. You know, the same kind of people that sit back there and run down the old Eddie Long's church and try to act like you know these people ain't doing what they doing. You know, hell, man, some of the best booty I done found was rather at a church or on the block of the street or uh, in the hospital. All the places that you wouldn't think, hey, just I'm running this life. Fuck these people. This is bullshit. You know, because yeah, they got this shit twisted. I'm not feeling this. Motherfuckers in the car making me walk. Anywho, so let's be honest here. All right, everybody wants to run, this whole big gamut of trying to come up and be like Marcus. Everybody hates Marcus. Oh, Marcus, darling. And yet, deep down inside, the more that you got his name in your mouth, the more you like his nuts on your chin. And I don't care what any of y'all want to say. Oh, Marcus this and hollering this and the other. Half of the time they hollering because Marcus has been kind or bold enough to actually go out, and answer some of those screams for attention, and give it to you. Oh, I got the scoop. I got this, that, and the other. All these poor little people, this, that, and the other. The older I've gotten, the more that I realize that these younger ones keep coming and sniffing up my doggone pant leg just as fast and just as furious and just as reckless as, what you see and want to blame Marcus for. Hey, Marcus, shit, these children are ready to do whatever it takes to get what they want, at all costs. But this last little little drama with him and the chick who ain't even from the islands, but say she's from the islands, and how she literally sat back online and said with a bold face, I did not have sexual relations with that guy named Marcus. And then come back and then say some shit where you sit back there doing the math. They did it not just once, but they did it another time. Oh, and while he was taking her to get a plan B, why would you need a plan B if you haven't protected sex? It ain't just because, she let Marcus hit it raw, but it's also because she also let her ex and whoever else was booked, for work, paying her bills, and she needed that plan B because at first she was worried about being pregnant. But in the process of that, she ended up taking her ass down to the clinic and they ended up giving her some nasty coochie pills, And then she want to say, hey, Marcus did it. He did that. And I'm like, this is some bullshit if there ever was one. And the only thing that I worry about more than anything else is the mere fact that most of y'all got the nerves to sit back there trying to blame Marcus and whatnot. And yet, just like the Monique chick and a couple other folk, most of those people are initially guilty for at least falling for past the interview or whatnot. Just the mere fact that charm and not kicking it and the whole nine, it's hell. Marcus ain't the only one. He ain't the first one or the last one. And yet, y'all want to keep saying, oh, you being a predator, this, that, and another. I am sick and tired of being sick and tired of watching some of y'all who are too sick and tired. The motherfucker just find your own business. Following this little tale and whatnot. Oh, did you hear? He got laid some more. I mean, for most of us guys out here following this, we only wish that we can get the amount of quality booty that he be finding out there, out there, and see if we can get lucky. Too, the only difference is we ain't gonna put it out on Front Street, and for the life of me, here I sit in the nation's capital, and home of go-go, home of shake it like a white thing, home of doing the butt, and if you want to try to tell me, that all these poor women are being taken advantage of because they like to throw that leg up, your ass needs to come to the club. Your ass needs to hit these doggone streets. Your ass needs to really honestly wake up and realize that, you know, we need more people like Marcus, you know, but we need more people that's got people that can keep people like Marcus out of half the trouble that they in, just for the mere fact of being able to better screen some of these little hypersexual misfits, you know, because, you know, when it's all said and done, you know, and you look each other in the eye and you say, you good? And they say, I'm good. And you say, do I need to worry? And they say, no, you don't have to worry. Last thing you need is to find out later you should have been worried, especially when they come back and then put out there, oh, not only, you know, did I lie to him, not only did I lie on him, but I also, you know, probably done infected him, you know, with some simple shit. He might not be the big shit, but technically speaking, you know, a lot of us men out here will tell you, you know, there's nothing worse than running into some of these women who really honestly are so out of touch with their hygiene and whatnot. They're so out of touch with their mental stability and whatnot. They're so out of touch with their ability to basically handle their own business and be transparent. To, you know, own up to your own shit. You know, that, you know, you end up with Atlanta street interviews and many of these other little content creators, you know, are out here sharing with you. You know, because when you see these people, you don't think to yourself, the body count, you know, on them over the body count on the people that you want to blame. Because I know, man, my bucket list is real fucking short. 2. All right. With that being said, I'm gonna leave this where it is because, you know, I'm sending positive energy out to my man Marcus. You know, you're doing a good job, you know, and no good deed goes unpunished. And if there's nothing else, for every one misfit that you get a whole lot of extra press for, there's at least 5 or 10 of them that you really honestly do good by. And for that reason, I appreciate you, brother. You know, and if some of y'all out there got a problem with that, thank yourself.